everybody. How are you today? What a day, huh? How's that for an intro? A little bit of rock music there for your Tuesday. It's actually Thursday, forgive me. It's Thursday today. Just turn that down slightly. How the hell's everybody getting on? How are you today? I tell you what. Fucking hell, this weather. Jesus, it's unbelievable. As I say that though, it looks like we might get a bit of cloud over the sun now, which is probably not too bad for the moment. I'm beside a big canal today, if you can see it in the background there. And there's the odd boat, I suppose, going up and down. So hopefully the noise won't be too bad from that. But it's just good to get out and just fucking, I suppose, sit down and enjoy the sun for a while, you know. And yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately. But sure, look, why not? I'm lucky enough to be able to do it. So I'm going to do it. So how's everybody been since the weekend? Obviously, the Vettel fans are probably still picking themselves up off the floor. Sebastian Vettel had his podium taken away from him, and a penalty given to him, obviously, for not being able to get a fuel sample out of the car. Basically, what happened was that Sebastian Vettel. So when you run a race, yeah, you have to leave a little bit of fuel in the end of the car so that the stewards can test it and figure out that you make sure that you're using the right fuel mixture, because obviously it's a specific type of fuel that they use in F1 cars. It's not the same as like normal petrol or whatever. And you need about a liter. You need a liter or so to do that for an F1 car, to be able to figure out everything that you're looking for and get all the okay readings and be able to make a decision on what you're looking at. You need a certain amount of fuel. Now, Sebastian Vettel didn't have that, and back in the day, back a couple of years ago, I couldn't really tell you, but it's not something that really happens very often. I know it happened to Vettel a while ago too, good couple of years ago. I think he lost pole position because it was after qualifying. Might have been in Singapore. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah. So back in the day, you used to be able to, pull pipes out of the car, hold them up, get every little last drop of petrol out of the car to make up your liter. But now you can't do that, apparently. Like, it's been that way for a while. You can't even open the engine cover of the car. You just have to give them the car, and the stewards obviously do whatever they need to do, and they couldn't do it in this case. So unfortunately for Vettel, that's not the best. Aston Martin have launched what's called a note to appeal, and if you ever hear that one in F1, that basically just means nothing, because a note to appeal essentially means that you're going to appeal it. You haven't actually appealed it, but you're going to, and the investigation obviously is stalled right now because the stewards and the FIA will be waiting for Aston Martin's appeal. But in reality, they have the car. They had the car. They couldn't get the fuel out. I think they can give the car to the FIA if they want, and the FIA will take the car somewhere else, miles away, and test it that way. But so over the summer break, that's probably a possibility that they could do, because obviously those points are very important. There's people. Whoa, that's a big old boat there behind me. You might be able to see it now. But yeah, there's people going by, right, and everybody drinks, right, first of all, and those people are having, I'm pretty sure I can see like a cheese board and a glass of red wine, which is madness. It's the right way to live. It's the right way to live, I'll tell you that much. Up and down a nice stream on a sunny day, and you're in your boat, But I don't know about that drinking early crack, It's only 11 o'clock on a fucking Thursday. Anyway, so Sebastian Vettel got screwed, and obviously Red Bull are very unhappy with Bottas and the damage that he's caused and the financial implications that'll have. And maybe it's just me, but I can't get over this thing in F1 at the moment. I mean, sometimes there's things in F1 that you're just like, obviously, like the financial regulations have changed since last year, and there's a spending cap now, which means that you can only spend something like 150 million on everything. Now, I don't know about you, but with with the likes of Red Bull and Ferrari and things like that spending the likes of 300, 400 million over the last couple of years to race in F1, all of a sudden there's a budget cap brought in for 150 million. F1 cars don't usually have like insane values until they're retired. So for the likes of the Red Bull cars from Sebastian Vettel's championships, they're all priceless at the moment. But the cars this year, like the cars in the current year, are they're probably like about €1 million, or more, like depending on the specifics of different things, and depending on as you go through the year how more expensive they get because of bits that you've been putting on the car. But like, is it just me, or every time you have a shunt, which does happen and seems to be happening a lot this year and has happened to the leaders quite a bit over the last couple of seasons, like even with Verstappen's engine last week, 51G the impact was, right? Now, I was looking it up and I was trying to figure out what is 51G. How can you equate that to just your mind? Apparently, when Max Verstappen crashed at 51G, okay, his body, he weighs 72 kilos. His body, so pretty much fairly similar to me, his body weight in that moment of impact went up to something like 3.5 tons of weight. So imagine that was like a normal car accident where they say, always wear your seatbelt. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you'll fly out of the car and you'll be like a wrecking ball. Imagine 3.5 tons of wrecking ball coming at you, or being anywhere near that. And that's why I can't get over how they decided to retry the engine. I know they looked at it, and I know that they decided that it was okay, but like, surely, they must have known that it was a very slim chance of that engine working. If Max Verstappen weighed 300 or weighed 3.5 tons in that impact, what the fuck would a big metal engine, an F1 engine, weigh in that impact? So the fact that they thought that they would be able to use that engine again, I can't really understand that. And obviously the outcry about the financial regulations is good, because that's what they need to say. They need to be vocal about these things. But I can't really get over why the FIA decided on that cost cap initially, when they knew the budgets of the teams the last couple of seasons. Obviously, they want to scale everything down. They want to make it easier for the smaller teams and the less rich teams to get into F1. But the fact of it is that, like, you don't just turn up to the Premiership and say, okay, we're going to have 6 players in a team now because yous are all too good and these lads are bad. You can't just change the whole dynamic of the sport from one aspect. So really, F1 needs a massive overhaul. The cars can't cost as much. The driver salaries need to come down big time. I mean, how much money do you need to get paid? Is 10, 15 million, is that not enough? The likes of 30 million, the likes of say, for instance, the talk that if Mercedes, if there is a cost cap at Mercedes, which there will be next year, that like Lewis Hamilton could get 25 million salary and George Russell could get 5 million salary, because that still covers the the specifics in the budget cap, because obviously they're keeping it within a within a budget, but they're giving one driver way more money than the other, which is which is obviously what they would do. But maybe I'm just cynical, thinking Hamilton can get paid 10 million and George could get paid 5. Maybe I'm cynical thinking that. Maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'm cynical thinking that 20 million is too much for an F1 driver to get paid every year, and then you've got sponsorship on top of that and everything else. So unfortunately, we're going to have to listen to a lot of things about, the cost cap, the cost cap is so expensive, or the cost cap is so limiting. Yes, it is limiting, and it is bad, but like the maths is wrong behind it at the moment. The cars shouldn't cost anywhere near €1,000,000. The drivers shouldn't be getting paid anywhere near 20 million. That all needs to come down and be worked out rigorously. I can't figure out if that's me saying that wrong or if I'm saying it right, but I just can't. Rigorously. I can't do that middle R. Anyway, so what else happened in the world of F1? The sun is coming out, and I'm sweating here. I hope that's all right. But speaking of somebody else who's probably sweating, Dan Ticktum, everyone's favorite meme within the F1 community. That's probably a little bit unfair. He's not everybody's favorite meme. I'm sure a lot of people hate him. But Dan Ticktum, how do you describe Dan Ticktum? Dan Ticktum is somebody who is actually a legit decent racing driver. He's gotten good results. He probably should have won F2 last season. But Mick Schumacher had no right doing what he did and having a terrible start to the season. But going on an absolute tirade and just winning the championship and really putting on quite a legendary performance. And I'm pretty sure Dan Ticktum also got pissed off at that. I think he put up on Instagram saying that Schumacher was cheating and that the Premise team was cheating. But the other day he was on his Twitch stream, I think, fucking streaming Warzone or something, and ends up, saying a few bits and pieces about Latifi. The fact of it is that he said Latifi's a paid driver and that he's shit, and he's 100% dead right. He's 100% right. Latifi's dad actually is paying, $50 million, something like that, £30 million to Williams, so that his son can race there, obviously, and contribute that money to the team in hopes of improving performance. But Latifi is shit. I said this for a while now. Like, he's good and all. He was very good in the younger formulas, but George Russell has outperformed him every single weekend, bar one or two, for the last 2 seasons, whatever it was. And when you're a rookie and you can't even have a good couple of races in a bad car, you can't even do anything at all that's going to get people to remember you, you get forgotten about. It's as simple as that. If Latifi left F1 next year, which he very possibly could do, in 2 years' time, nobody will say the name Latifi. Same way people don't talk about Max Chilton and Charles Peak or whatever the fuck his name was. Lads that come into F1, pay to drive, pay in a struggling team that's already terrible, and then don't get any results, or finish every race 2 laps down. So again, Dan Ticktum's correct, but obviously you can't say anything on the internet now because people will tear you apart and break it down. And obviously the tone that he said it in and stuff like that wasn't great. He was obviously being very disrespectful, and he was the Williams test driver after being let go from the Red Bull Academy there a while ago. So future's probably not great for poor old Dan Ticktum at the moment. He's had quite a couple of in terms of racing, where you're supposed to be a gentleman and you're supposed to be kind of a role model in a sense. Well, you are supposed to be a role model, but poor old Dan Ticktum. It's not going to be a good few weeks for him. And I mean, he's still in F2, obviously. If he can win F2 this season, that would be a big statement. So I suppose Dan Ticktum's future is in Dan Ticktum's hands at the moment. He needs a good season. Excuse me, and he needs to finish strong in F2 if he doesn't win it. So the ball's in his court for sure. Okay, everybody, that was just a little update from me. I hope you're doing well. If you're somewhere where the sun is, or if you're somewhere where it's raining and you like the rain, get out there and enjoy it. If you don't like the rain, maybe stay in and watch a bit of Netflix, or just, take it easy. And hope everybody's doing good. If you want to check out the YouTube channel, which you might be watching this on, please, if you do, just give it a like. That's sound. I really appreciate that. That's the only time I'm going to ask. I'm not going to get into the whole like, subscribe, whatever bullshit, because that just wrecks everybody's head. But if you do see my stuff from now on and you think, that's like a 5 out of 10, maybe a 5.5, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to go and get out of the sun for a little while because it's boiling me alive here. I'll see you in the next one, folks. The next podcast will be up Tuesday. I'm not sure of the date. Let me check it for you here. It's going to be next Tuesday, which will be the 10th of August. So I'll have the link below in the description. Check it out if you like. Really appreciate it, lads. I'll talk to you in the next one.